people always ask me like, okay, what do you do for a living? And my response is literally, I'm an entrepreneur in the food media space, right? So I thrive on building ecosystems that make people feel comfortable around food, and I monetize each level of those particular ecosystems, right? So I don't look at myself and go, I'm in the food service industry. I look at myself as a social media influencer who's built an ecosystem and has monetized that ecosystem, right? Because without this idea of a brand, without this idea of an ecosystem, Darius Cooks does not exist. So all of the energy and effort that I put in,
look at somebody else's page, get inspired. Don't, and get your ideas. I'm not even gonna say don't copy, because that's why we're here. We're here to inspire you, to make you want to take what we did and make it better, right? That's what we're here for. So at the end of the day, continue to get inspired by other people. Always put out content, great content. Social media is huge. I got my first NBC pilot because the producer watch my Instagram all the time. They watch my Instagram, they see my food, and they just decided like, damn, we really want you to be on this NBC television show. Because you looked at my Instagram, because I was consistent, because the color looks great. Stop putting up these fucking pictures of this food where the camera is fuzzy, it's moving. Be intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, be intentional. If you're gonna do it, do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging. But if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do a video, let it be crisp, let it be clean. Let your
walk into it. I can cook what I want to cook. I don't really have a budget for food. I can cook what I want, how I want. The people that I'm working with, they love me, and I'm making good money, and my name is out there a little bit, And man, I just look at it and I'm like, damn, I have finally won the damn lottery. You know what I mean? And wow. And just like you put that dollar and you pay that.
You have a rate, and then there's your food costs, and then also within those food costs, you need to put your rate, and you need to put the rate for your team, because that's work. But this isn't taught. And how I learned was I worked for a caterer who was ran by somebody who did not look like me, and my friend was the one who put me on because she was a receptionist. She was like, "Let me show you our invoices. Let me show you how we do it." I was like, "Oh, that's why I'm broke." Great. Thank you. But it's not taught. And also there just has to be a mind. I understand. You have to understand where you're coming from. We have been struggling, and that's generally how it is, because the financing isn't there. And so you do what you can. But as soon as the mindset shifts, and we at least have a few people who are on board, like, no, I'm not going to do that, then it will shift. But, you still have people want to eat. People need to eat. And people, for one, they don't know. Two, when they do know how to do better, then they will do better, But they don't know right now. People are struggling. And as you said, that people, like a lot of people, don't have those mentors. They either don't have the mentors, they reached out.
What up? Chefs. It is Tuesday, man. It's Tuesday. We back in the building again. Every Tuesday, I'm trying to have a dope chef in here every Tuesday, man. I be ripping and running and ripping. You've been following me on Instagram, follow me on social media. Chef Jay Ponder, the curator and founder of Cheftyehall Academy. Thank y'all for tapping in. We have somebody very special in the building, somebody I knew for a long time. When I was up in VA, RVA's in the building today. The 804 is in the building. I'm excited about that. And I'm gonna bring her on, man, and we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell you who she is, what she got going on. She's always in her bag doing something, like constantly, like no cap. Like shorty got mad hustles. I promise you. So chefs, if you're watching today, take notes. This is the hustle of being a chef. And everybody I had so far, man, like just excuse my language, but like fuck passion. Like this is gifted people I have on here who've been in the industry for a long time. Very talented people, like diverse people. They can do anything with anything they got their hands on. So without further ado, I want to bring on one and only Miss Cheftyehall. What's going on, Chef? How you feeling today? Take your mute off. There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
Is
there
it?
we go. We got
Okay.
you, man. How you feeling today?
I'm good. Today is a good day. Today is a really good day. Yeah.
Busy day, huh?
It is. So I am out and about, and because I just don't want to be. I'm in a public space, so that's why this mask is on.
I got you. I feel you. So tell the people who you are, man. For people who don't know you.
First and foremost, I kind of still go by Chef Ty, but I am rebranding myself as my whole name, which is Cheftyehall, because for the longest time I was not ashamed of my name, but I just felt like I had too much explaining to do. So I shortened it. I made it easy for everybody else, and then I failed to realize that I was dimming my own light in the process.
Come on.
So going forward is Cheftyehall. But for right now, you knew me as Chef Ty. And for anybody who doesn't know, I got my start, for the most part, with this dude. And then he slick ghosted me, but it's all good.
Man, listen, I moved to Atlanta.
Bro, it's all good. Like, I will tell you that doors open from us connecting.
For sure.
And there was some criticism that had to be said and had to be heard on my part, meaning I needed to get my stuff together, because I was a no-nonsense person in the beginning. Like, I literally was the one who came in, I don't care who you are, I put my head down, I did the work. I didn't really care about the outward appearance. So from you, and you introduced me to Tregay, right? And then me and Tregay went on and did a couple things. And then, and if you don't know, Tregay Fraser is one of his guests that he had on previously. And she's from the Food Network as well.
Yeah.
I've done Food Network. I did Supermarket Stakeout. So shout out to you.
Did you? I didn't. What episode? Has it came on yet or no?
No. But
okay.
That's on the back end. So what people don't understand, and I'll go ahead and jump into that real quick. So when you sign a contract with Food Network and you go on and you divulge your information too soon, they actually have the right to pull your show, right?
Yeah, sure. They do.
Or if someone in your episode gets into trouble with the authorities that could kind of mess up the trajectory of the show, they will also pull it. And sometimes they'll pull a whole season. So if you were to go on Google and you were to put in Supermarket Stakeout Season 3, my episode is sitting right there, but it wasn't viewed. But it's right there, like, so you can see it. Like, I can see it. But that's neither here nor there. Just be very mindful and aware of the people that you're around, the people that's on the show to the left and right of you, because it can also take down something like that picture. If you look at that picture, I'm in the same apron as you, and you recognize that set.
Oh, snaps. It is right there. So
it came from Food Network releasing my picture, giving me everything, sending me the episode, sending me all of the, hey, we're getting ready to show it, we're letting you know it's coming up. And then someone on my episode got into trouble.
Oh, man.
But you know what? What is for you is for you. At the same time I had that, I lucked up and I was on something called, what was it? Taste on TV. It was ran by a Black man who recently passed away from leukemia. His name was Terrence. And it was an all-Black network for Black and brown people. And it gave us the opportunity to film our own cooking show. So I have about 24 episodes of content that are 28 minutes long, so 32 to fit into a 30-minute series is the best way to put it.
Nice.
So I have the content. It's just up to me to go ahead back out there and rebrand it.
Nice.
For just in case you didn't know, I am finally back. I broke my leg in 2022.
What the fuck?
And it's taken me a year and a half, almost 2 years, to be able to even walk again.
Wow, Chef.
So it's been a steady climb back. This is me on set, getting it together. And you know for a fact, my ride or die, he always right there. There he go.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
Of
There you
course.
go. There
course.
you go. Right there.
He's the biggest man, of course.
Yes.
My
Yes.
guy, man.
But since
you know, real quick, I actually thought he was like your sous chef. When I first met, I didn't know he's a husband. He's your sous chef. I didn't know he's your husband. Like he does such a great job of helping you out. I'm like, this is a sous chef. He's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure.
And we just celebrated 26 years together.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we work together, so you know that's still a testament, right?
Right. And then itself, you're right.
Okay. Because most people they don't understand that this industry can break a marriage. This industry can break it could break friendships because people's egos get in the way.
That happens all the time.
And they feel like you're doing something that's going to take from me.
Yeah.
And once I left you and I left the other female that I was working with, I really had to sit down and figure out what my niche was. Like, what is it that I like to do? And my food and my signature has become Indian and African cuisine.
Come on now.
And it went back to my nursing because of all of the spices and the different foods that we use and that they eat and that they get that's healthy. It plays into our DNA. And that's what a lot of us don't realize. My nursing background also helps me when I was doing meal prep. Because if you have medications, 9 times out of 10, your medication is putting a barrier between you and the food that you're ingesting. So if you're trying to reach a certain body goal, you're not going to if you're not even going to tell your nutritionist what medicine you're on.
Right. That's facts. That's facts.
You know, and what most people think, what is it? Weed is the gateway drug. Blood pressure medicine is the gateway drug in the medical field. They put you on their blood pressure medicine, and then 3 months later, you're on a LASIK or HCTV because your body is storing too much water.
Wow.
And then from there, it just constantly compounds. Now, if you're on a LASIK or a water or a fluid pill, you can't have citrus fruits within hours of you taking that pill because it's a counter interaction.
Come on now, nutrition, dietitian, let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Again,
Love it.
It's one of those. And then from there, but in 2020, I went to my first boucherie down in Georgia. So I'm in Georgia often.
Okay.
And it's a veteran-owned farm called Comfort Farms, right? And I'm down there all the time. And from there, I learned the art of butchering. And I have since become a female butcher who I partner with farms here in the Virginia area. And most of my clients who still use me, they get halal meat because now I kill or process my own meat that I then give to my clients. And they now know where the meat came from, when it was processed. I can offer all of that because going to Walmart is a crapshoot, right? Going to Restaurant Depot.
Anywhere, for real, yeah.
When you have a big event and it happens to coincide with other big events inside your area, you go into Restaurant Depot, you may or may not be able to get that case of chicken.
That's facts.
But if I had that relationship with that farmer, I can go over there and offer a day of my labor and help process these animals, and then my freezer full.
That's smart.
Now, this picture that you got right here, that is Chef Guy Mitchell. He is over the vice president's house at the White House. He was the one who used to bring in all the naval chefs to come and do their internship at the White House.
Wow.
Yeah, so he gave me my White House patch after the time I worked with him on the day that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was inaugurated.
Damn, cuz.
He presented me with my patch, so I now have a patch that stamps me White House official. And it also, I have a knife with the presidential seal on it.
Damn.
Yeah. So like, I move quiet, and what I have to take from both you and Trigay and some of the other ones in the game, to include Chef Scotty. I met him at the boucherie the year I killed my first goat.
Cause he's in that area. He's down in the area.
He in Warner Robins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm there every January. I'm in Georgia, and then I come down. Matter of fact, I'll be back down there in September. They have a veteran-led barbecue event called Q4 Fuel. And me and one of my sisters that I met, who just so happens to be a James Beard nominee, right?
Mhm.
Stuff I would never know, because most people think when you go south it's warm. January in Georgia cold as hell,
Right. That's facts.
and it could be raining or anything, and we out there with animals. We're out there on that farm, and we put our hands to work. And I promise you, being able to do that and be in that presence reawakened a part of me in my chef career that I didn't even know existed.
Wow.
Um, Being able to see what these animals bring to us in the form of nutrition, in the form of sacrificing their life so that we can go on. Bro, I ran across John Jackson, who is an amazing veteran who gives us a place for us to be able to go to when we don't know where, as veterans, when we don't know where to go. From there, I got a chance to represent at the in DC with Chef Robert Ward, who he owns Ego Catering. Like, food has taken me to places that I never imagined. I worked side by side with Andrew Zimmern for 2 months. I worked side by side with his name is escaping me, but the picture of me and him is up there together. Jose Andres.
Wow.
I got a chance to get my world chef pin. I am one of the chefs once I can walk without a whole lot of aids. Me and Reggie are both certified where we can go back and work with World Central Kitchen and be on call. Like, it may have looked crazy in the beginning, but the places that food has taken me, and it's all because you reached out to somebody on Facebook and they called me and we ended up working together. People don't understand my story, and they don't know that it started with you, me, Rachel, and Ao.
Yep. Yep.
And you remember, Ao got on my nerves so bad. I told that dude, shut up for 24 hours. Don't talk to me.
That's true. That's true.
Like, and then when we got back down to it, we did the work. And as a result, Tregay came over to your booth and was talking to you. Her phone died, and she needed my phone to take a picture with you. And as a result, I saved her number in my phone. A month and a half.
Look, listen.
Period. It's all about the chances you take. But then it's what is it that you want to do? Like, I didn't know what my path looked like. And at one point, I was letting someone else dictate it for me by trying to put me in makeup and put me in heels and put me in dresses. And I'm like, girl, this is going to get in the way at the kitchen. And you know who I'm talking about. Like, all of that stuff got in the way.
Yeah.
And once I stepped out and I just started to do what I needed to do, I ran across almost everybody that you have that's been on your platform. I know in one way or another.
No doubt. And you know what, everybody, listen to this right here. I was just on the phone with Tregay literally yesterday. Her and I were talking about some stuff. Tregay can give you a similar story that she's giving you right now. Like, and that's the kind of person that I always try to be in some capacity. Like, always either putting people in places or connecting people. And sometimes it's been to my detriment that I see more in people than they see in themselves sometimes. But I mean, it's just who I am. Like, I like to put people together, and I'm still waiting for all of us to get together and start to do our own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just throw one big chef extravaganza for the entire weekend. And I'm speaking. That's gonna happen soon with all of us at some point. So,
yeah.
Back to you though. That you've been doing it.
Yeah.
You've been doing it. Like, in spite of everything you just told us, you've been freaking doing it. And to me, like, you haven't stopped. Like, it's just one fluid evolution. And you've been doing it. Yeah.
I haven't. And I'm gonna tell you, and being very honest, I got caught up in the I didn't think I was good enough. I got caught up in I needed somebody else to be on my ticket in order for me to make a space.
Yeah.
And every time I did, the only person that God kept going back to was my husband.
Yeah.
He was like, I gave you everything when I gave you that man, because he will hold you, he will ride for you, and he will cheer you on. You don't need anybody else. And it wasn't until I listened did everything really start to take place. Like, I didn't need to be on your coattails, Tregay's coattails. I didn't need to be on nobody. I just needed to stand in my own space, my own abilities. And once I had, it's been crazy, and like to see where I'm going next is crazy, because now here's the funny story. Like, we started off with craft services for a movie company, for a production company, and because of how I am, and you know my attitude when I'm ready to get stuff done, you know, I'll be like, look, move. The military come out, all of it.
It's get done.
And look, and they were like, and he will tell you, I don't care what your title is, what show you've been on. I really could care less. I need you to get out my way because I need to get this done. Respectfully, but that's just how it is. So I did that on this movie set, and then they were like, hey, can you read these 2 lines? And I went from reading 2 lines to being in the movie. So now I have my first premiere as a legitimate paid actress.
What the hell? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Crazy.
You're now starring in the movie.
All while doing craft services. So I was like literally doing craft services for the set. And then 2 days I had to take off craft service hat and put on actress makeup and then go do my part and then come back and make sure the food was good.
Wow. Everything you just said in itself is a full testimony of whatever God has for you is for you. That's for anybody listening, man. Whatever God has for you is for you, in spite of how it looks to you. In spite of, you may look like you behind, or you not. You know what I'm saying? And the blink of an eye, you don't surpass everybody you thought you was behind. That is crazy.
That part.
Congratulations, though.
Like, thank you. So we'll tap onto this, and for other people, because I'm trying to understand who you talk to, right? And I want to understand what's going on. There go me with Jose and Andreas right there, a little while up. I ended up getting a chance of a lifetime going to South Beach Wine and Food Festival. On South Beach, 4 years in a row, feeding 5,000 people. We would get there and do a Friday and a Saturday, and we did it 4 years in a row. 2 years.
Wow.
It was like, hey, can you possibly do Sunday too? Because we had too many food vendors back out, and everybody loves your food. I didn't do it in 2022 because I had broke my leg. But literally, and the way I broke my leg in the kitchen.
Literally break a leg. When they say, hey, break a leg, literally. So how did it happen? Did you fall? Was it a slip? Like,
so
what happened?
It was a slip and fall. I slipped, and yeah, and I heard a pop, and I thought, oh shit, my ACL. But because it was like a full kitchen, I was trying not to fall in front of people. Next thing I know, I heard this loud crack, and my bone literally broke out from underneath me. So I am currently wearing a Don Joy brace. So I wear the same brace that the linebackers wear in the on the football field for stability. I have 4 plates and 20 plus screws putting my legs together, and I have 6 screws and 3 artificial legs.
Hold on. I think we lost you a little bit, Chef, on your connection.
Did you hear me? Wait a minute.
I can hear you.
Well, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Back.
Can you hear me? All right. What part did you hear? Okay.
You was telling us.
So
you was telling us about the injury itself. You said you have screws in your legs and a brace on.
So I have 4 plates and 26 screws in my leg, and
Jeez.
6 screws and 3 artificial ligaments in my knee. They literally had to rebuild. They had to rebuild my leg. And a girlfriend told me that I have done more with a broken leg than most people who walk on both of theirs every day.
Because can't nobody stop you, first of all. I've seen you work. I've seen you work. So, like, even back then, I wasn't even worried about you back then. I'm like, just the perseverance that you got. And see, that's what makes people like yourself, Chef Scott, myself, and other chefs who were like prior military who came into the culinary industry. We're like hybrids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the average chef, and I tell everybody all the time, I don't claim to be the best chef. You can put me beside the best chef on a treadmill. I bet I won't stop running. I bet he or she will stop before I will, because it's just something innately inside of us. Like why we're wired that way. Then you take it a step further, and you out there on a broken leg, still hustling, still getting it in, still grinding. And look, it sounds like you're doing even better than you was without the broke leg.
I was
because
like, I don't
everything
know,
aligns right for you.
something in it it forced me to sit down and realize, okay, you have 17 irons out there. Which one of them are you going to invest your time in? Like, it made sense. And then like my cooking show that I put together, it was called From the Bottom of the Pot. And it had two meanings for me. I'm from the bottom of West Philadelphia, right? I tell people I'm from the bottom because if I say West Philly, they start singing, and me and Will Smith are not from the same place. Me and Benny Siegel are. Like, it's a difference. Our hoods are different. But then if you a chef, you know that when you start to put your aromatics and your oils and your onions at the bottom of that pot, and they start to caramelize, you have to scratch that fond up. And it's just like in life. Sometimes you got to scrape and scratch before you can get back up. So my From the Bottom of the Pot had two meanings. It was the meaning for my life. Like, I've had to scratch to get to where I am, but it was also to give homage to where I came from, because I don't want to ever forget that in the 80s and the 90s, the bottom was the place to be, and we were a family.
No, that's facts.
So, and I'm looking to bring that back, and when I do, you're gonna have to be a guest on the show, right? So it's basically I went and I showed people where I get my Indian food from. My best friend is Indian, right? And her mom and her dad, they both travel back and forth because they are still adjuncts to the military, where they do translation and stuff. So all of my spices that I get, that's the other thing that sets me apart. My spices are flown in from India. My spices come to me fresh. Like, and if I can't get it from there, I will make that 8-hour drive down to the DeKalb Farmers Market and go get my Dago spices. Listen, because they be fresh and they're affordable. I ain't gonna say cheap. They're affordable.
Right. Facts. So, is there any advice? And shit, if you've been listening, I don't think you need to even give it, but just in case you've been living under a rock, everybody else they listen to this later, is there any advice you can give an up-and-coming chef? Somebody's just getting started. Like, what advice will you give him or her? And this, now in 2024, because this is not 2018, 2016, 2014. This is 2024. The culinary game is, I don't know what it's morphing into right now, but what would be your advice as a seasoned veteran chef to tell a young chef?
Have the conversation with your elders, because where the culinary game right now is going to, unfortunately, it's taking you to a place where you think that things can be done in a TikTok reel, and it can't. Right now, we have the ability to still talk to our elders and to learn something. Have that conversation, get in that kitchen, learn from them, right? Or hell, force them to go back in the kitchen so they can teach you something. Because if not, just like with some of the best potential, it's going to die in the grave, and you're still not going to have anything. We come from rich stock. We come from a race of people who has had to scrape from the time we got here. Instead of us casting it aside, have that conversation. Talk to your aunt or your uncle and learn why they do the things that they do. Ask your friend's grandma, why does she flavor her food the way that she does? We are the only race who was brought here and stripped of everything so that we had to create a soul food. Whereas everyone else came in from Ellis Island. They had a Nona, a Yaya, a Graham. They had somebody who was sitting in the kitchen with them. We didn't have that. So take back what's already yours. Own it. Have that conversation, and I guarantee whatever you put out is going to taste amazing because it's going to come from your heart.
There it is. Cheftyehall. Listen, and I'm going to tell you how busy she is. She's so busy. While we're talking right now, she has about another 10 minutes or so to hop on another situation. So that's Cheftyehall, y'all. If y'all in Richmond, VA, 804, hell, the whole entire VA, all of it. 757, DMV.
Oh,
everywhere.
I come down.
He's everywhere.
I come down to Georgia too, baby.
See what I'm saying? You pull up wherever you at, man. Reach out to Cheftyehall, man. You see it right here in the Google, and it's so impressive. You may not think it's not, but I think it's a big deal. How many chefs can put your name in Google and all this stuff pop up?
That part.
It's just a rhetorical question. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the big, hell yeah, it's a big deal because that's called, you're conquering the SEO. That's the search engine optimization. That means you popping a little bit. It means Google know who you are. People know who you are.
Something.
And you can literally say, just Google me. Like literally,
Hey.
just Google me. Everything is right there. Everything is right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Look up, man. If you ever in Richmond, y'all, get with Chef Ty. You need any kind of services in Richmond. Culinary services in Richmond, culinary advice, mentorship. And you know, everybody I had on my show so far is mentor worthy. Everybody's mentor worthy. So
how many black female butchers do you know out there?
I know one. That's you though.
But the thing is, you can send me to the woods, and I'm gonna come back with the meat and everything. Like, play with somebody else. Play with somebody else.
Chef Scotty said we got to do a collaboration.
Say less. All you gotta do is say it, and I will get in the car and get down there. That's easy for me.
I told you about 8 hours away. I'm about 3.5 from him. So I'm like, look, hey.
Well, see, my uncle lives in Vienna, so Vienna to Warner Robins ain't nothing but an hour and a half. Yep. And then if we decide to do it, Chef Scotty could tell you we could pull up the Comfort Farms, which is right there in Milledgeville, and make it a whole entire thing.
Right now, Highway 441 for me. Yep. Look at that.
And then,
hey, Scott, it sounds like it's on you, Scott, to set it up. If you ready.
All right, then. Come on, Chef Scotty. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Let's do it. Hey, y'all heard it here first. It's going to pop off. Scott, it's on you, buddy. Well, Chef Ty, I know you got stuff to do. I don't want to hold you that long. Thank you so much. We're going to talk some more offline, probably about Virginia in July. I'm getting prepared for the Food Network situation and my cookbook. I'm trying to finish that too. It's giving me a headache. Gotcha. Lord Almighty. But I want to talk more with you about the episodes that you already have going. And that's I'm not sure if you know Chef Christopher Kyler. He's about 45 minutes from you. He's up in
you don't remember the hotel incident? It was me, you, Chris Kyler, the unknown female that we're not gonna name. All of us.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you know him, but he actually built the whole production studio behind his house, Culinary Kitchen, and has nothing to do with it. Like he needs people. He needs people who are already up there. I told him yesterday too.
I got the director. I got the editors. I got everybody. I got a whole production company now behind me. It ain't mine.
I'm gonna link y'all up.
Quite sure yeah, please do.
I'm gonna look y'all up because he went and bought all his own, like, it's really nice, camera, the black Canon Reds, the light, like it's a real live Food Network style studio. He built from scratch last 4 or 5 years. And
and I need to talk to you.
So I got you.
I need to talk to you because I want to get in on what you and Chef Scotty were talking about. See, at least I pay attention, and I wrote it down for me to bring it up. I want to tap into the military contract because I just started getting the emails. But I want to make sure I price myself right. And I actually have the staff so I can pull it off.
We got the staff already. I took me, you, listen, if we got to go to the first 2 contracts till we build a team, then we got to do what we got to do because it's well worth it. I'm telling y'all, I'm speaking from experience. 1 week contract for me was over 40K.
I got one check, and I got one it's funny. I don't know, Brad, Anna, whatever the name is, but it was from 40, and I got another one for the next song. They changed their by name. That's why I can't think of it. But I had two of them come through, and I was like, yo, we didn't have these. This is some real.
Uh-oh. And we lost Chef. But I think she had to go anyway when she dials back in. I want to thank Chef Ty for tapping in with us, man, right here on the channel every Tuesday. Next Tuesday, what I'm working on right now, y'all, like I'm doing my due diligence on trying to line up a whole bunch of chefs for every single Tuesday to bring chefs on here to do this little chat and chew thing that I put together. So far, it's great. A lot of great chefs that I brought on so far. Like I said before, everybody is mentor worthy, meaning everybody I brought up here definitely can be mentors. Like between her and Chef Scott and myself, like we're military veterans. Like we understand a different capacity of food service that people don't understand. Like, and I'm not gonna say people who just get out of culinary school, but certain chefs, you know, they don't have what we have. You know what I'm saying? And I'm super excited about that. On another note, on the 15th, if you are able, tap in to Food Network Supermarket Stakeout. I'll be appearing on episode 6 right here. Episode 6, what I'll be appearing on right here. I'm sorry, season 6, episode 8. My apologies. Season 6, episode 8. That's when I'll be appearing on. So make sure you tap in, check it out. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, another great episode. Thanks to Chef Ty. Appreciate her for tapping in. She was like extremely busy. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, Chefpreneur Academy. I'm Chef J Ponder. I appreciate y'all, man. It's been real. It's been a quick one today. Like she was in the middle of doing some other stuff. Said, yeah, I got you. I got like 20, 30 minutes to do it. She hopped on and did it. So I'm very thankful. But continue to follow. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
People always ask me like, okay, what do you do for a living? And my response is literally, I'm an entrepreneur in the food media space, right? So I thrive on building ecosystems that make people feel comfortable around food, and I monetize each level of those particular ecosystems, right? So I don't look at myself and go, I'm in the food service industry. I look at myself as a social media influencer who's built an ecosystem and has monetized that ecosystem, right? Because without this idea of a brand, without this idea of an ecosystem, Darius Cooks does not exist. So all of the energy and effort that I put in
look at somebody else's page, get inspired. Don't, and get your ideas. I'm not even gonna say don't copy, because that's why we're here. We're here to inspire you, to make you want to take what we did and make it better, right? That's what we're here for. So at the end of the day,